second domain we're going to cover is on finance and profit. I just have to jump down my notes here and start with the joke. Because finance is boring and scary stuff. So I don't know if I'm stealing Leanne's thunder, but she was talking to me. I used to be a therapist. She's like, you know, people would gleefully rather talk about their sex life than money. Isn't that true? That is so true. And she's really eloquent in that regard about breaking through the anxiety and fear of her clients. So Leanne Ozane-Smith, she's been a long time, she's a professional financial planner. She's done that for many years. But she's also a profit coach. And so through her business, and she's one of our sponsors tonight, so let's give that sponsor a round of applause. Pursuit of Profit. Check this out. Since 2004, through either one-to-ones with her clients, workshops, or her webinars, she's actually impacted over 26,000 entrepreneurs. She's also, I want to share a turning point for her. It might kindle in you a decision to sell your business and move somewhere, I don't know. But who knows what will come of this conference. But she shared with me, she was a financial planner for many years, and she was going around speaking for you. And there was one particular year, I can't remember the year, she gave like 40 talks at conferences on finance and how to capture your profit and how to think of it differently. She talked to me about how financial planners are great, but oftentimes they're selling a product and they have certain limited lens. And as a profit coach, she looks at businesses in a totally different light. So she's at this conference, she gives an outstanding talk, and this big, burly Texas guy walks up to her, big belt, beard, and he goes, I want to hire you. She's like, I don't do that. And she's pretty sassy, so you'll see her in a second. So picture sassy Leanne, and this big Texas guy, he's like, no, I'm going to hire you. And she's like, you're not? So they had this little exchange. So then he physically grabs her hand and slaps his business card, folds it up, and he's like, when you want to make a real difference, giving your little talks, when you actually want to get in the trenches and work with someone, you call me. Anyway, he harassed her for months, and finally she relented. She's like, look, and he owns bars, and he was like, look, I make $2 million a year, and I don't even know where it goes. I don't know what happens. She's like, I don't know anything about bars. And he's like, look, I'll teach you about bars if you teach me about money. Deal. So she realized in that process, and you'll see this in her enthusiasm for what she does, that she loved it. She loved what she calls, I asked her, you know, what drives you to jump into the financial mess? And she's like, I see hope in the mess. Because most business owners really hang out in vagueness around your money. You know, you're sort of like, have you ever read that book, There's No Such Thing as a Dragon? Have you ever read that? It's this little book where the little kid's like, oh, look, there's a dragon. And the mom's like, there's no such thing as dragons. So when the kids started ignoring the dragon and it grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually like it lifted up the house and was about to eat them, and then finally the parents were like, oh wow, dragons are real. Money's kind of like that in business. You know, like I don't want to look at that. And then it just feels like this big hairy beast. Well, Leanne has the courage to dive into that and slay the dragon and get to work with her clients. So without further ado, let's give her a warm welcome, Leanne Ozane-Smith.
Thanks, Matt. Hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have a really loud voice if I need it. So I have a minor in musical theater, so if the mic cuts out, I can sing, dance, and scream really loud. I need you to do me a favor, please. Stand to your feet. Because we are getting ready to talk about a really awkward subject. So, right hand in the air, left hand in the air. Take those hands, smack your buns. Let's do this. Got to get some blood flowing. Look to the left. Say hi to your neighbor. Look to the right. Say hi to your neighbor. And that nervous giggle that we just did, perfect. You can sit down. I am so honored to be here and among the speaking team, and I want to give you kind of some insights into some of the behind-the-scenes work that we've done here. I have spoken at more business conferences than I can even tell you. And I have never been more excited about a business conference that I've spoken at, because it's pretty easy to throw together a venue and people and market and get people to come to something on a topic. And it's very easy to get people in a room who are like-minded and have a passion for something. What's hard to do is get people beyond the moment of inspiration to the moment of transformation. And this speaking team, when we got together for the last 6 months, we were totally committed. And we were saying things to each other like, man alive, we may not be able to change absolutely everything about everybody's business that comes, but if people come, they are not just going to leave inspired. We hope that you will leave with the tools that you need to transform your business and crush it. All together, say crush it. Crush it. Better than that. Crush it. Okay, good. We gotta loosen up, people. We've got some really awkward stuff to talk about. So, transformation. I was actually, Chris Angel, I'm gonna shout out to you and give you credit for this, but on a podcast this week, we were talking about transformation, and he totally dove deep into this thought that transformation doesn't happen through inspiration. It happens through process. And so, as we dive into this subject tonight, please note that we're just going to start the process of transforming how you think about your money and how you behave with your money in your business. Deal? Okay. Yay me. Tabitha gets to wear sexy heels and stand up here and talk about connecting and having fun. And didn't she do an awesome job? Bruce, he gets to talk about sustainability and scale. Corey, he gets the sexy stuff. He gets to talk to you about marketing, branding, and representing yourself to the world as you really are. I get to talk to you about money, and he did spoiler alert me, but that's okay. Money is something that people don't want to talk about ever. So when I'm in my office and I'm wearing financial planner hat and I'm doing my thing and couples are coming in and they're talking to me, awkward. They would rather talk to me about what happened in bed last night than money. When I'm wearing profit coach hat and someone comes in and I'm like, I need to see your financials, all of them. Awkward. They would rather tell me something else about their life. So, in all seriousness, even though I have the hardest subject tonight by a long shot, I have the best job in the room. Because since 2009, tens of thousands of people have come through my practice in one way or another, and I have learned some things about you human beings. You human beings who own businesses not only don't want to talk about money, but you like to ignore it. Some other things I've learned, when you have that many people come through your classes and courses, you start to see trends. And so there are 3 things that I absolutely know about every entrepreneur in this room and your life as an entrepreneur. Number 1, you're brave. You did something that no one else did. You answered a call of some sort. You made your mind up that you were no longer going to have the lifestyle of having a boss. You made up your mind that you were going to do something dramatically different and dramatically better with your life, and you started a business. Isn't that amazing? There has never been a time in history where the entrepreneurship movement has been so robust or so fast. And it has everything to do with the world that we live in today, that we can throw together a website, throw a product on Etsy, and boom, we're in business. It takes bravery, but it also takes brains. I love your bravery, and I applaud each and every one of you for what you did. Second thing I know about each of you, you are in love, mad, crazy, lustful, out of control, maybe creepy, kind of love with the word opportunity. All together, opportunity? Opportunity. Better than that. Opportunity. Thank you. Opportunity. We have this thing where we're like, hey, I believe in the unlimited potential of my business. I can make as much money as I want. I can, I will, I must. We believe in the unlimited opportunity that we have with our business. Maybe to the point of blindness at times, but we believe in our opportunity, and that faith and that belief helps us keep going when the times are rough. And if you've been in business for any period of time, then you know that sometimes times get rough. Third thing I know about you, you all, I am included, are pretenders. Pretenders. I call it posturing. Posturing is as natural for entrepreneurs as crying is for babies. P.S. There's a baby over here, and I'm really distracted. She's super cute. What's her name? Olivia. Okay, Olivia's doing a good job. So posturing is this thing, and all of you are probably doing it right now, where you're pretending and putting on an image about who you are and what your business is. That seems kind of judgmental. I don't mean to be. I'm actually being truthful, because here's how it goes. You're somewhere, and you're in the community, you're representing yourself, you're doing your thing, and someone walks up to you and says, hey, how's your business? What can you say besides, awesome? What you can't say is, well, I'm not sure I'm going to make payroll this week. What you can't say is, yikes, I am kind of afraid that the IRS is going to knock on my door and drag me and my wife to jail. What you can't say is, I have no idea what the hell is going on with my business. What you can't say is, you know what, I tried every marketing gimmick that I saw online and it's not working. You can't say those things. So what we do is we posture. And when someone says, how's it going? We say, it's great. So I have something to tell you about your neighbor. The thing is this, all entrepreneurs posture. And we have a dirty secret. The dirty secret is that almost everybody in this room, one way or another, I don't care what your business is. I don't care if you fix broken fingernails, if you're a physician, if you own a company that has 300 employees, most business owners are absolutely stressed about their money. They're freaked out. They're freaked out in one way or another, from their cash flow to how am I going to pay myself to what am I going to do with taxes. And the irony of that is when we go back to what we know we love about entrepreneurship is we love the opportunity of our business. We believe in the unlimited potential of our business. So on one hand over here, we have this massive abundant mindset. And on the other hand, we have this confusion. And it leaves us feeling like we're walking around in what I call a financial fog. And what happens is we get up, and we do our business, and it's going, and then money starts rolling in. Yes, we want money. It comes rolling in, and then all of a sudden, we start getting bills. And we notice a trend that everybody is getting paid before we do. Every employee, every contractor, every software service provider, everybody is getting paid before we do. And that's frustrating, and we don't know how to fix it. So we go online and we look, and we're inundated with people saying, hey, we can teach you how to 10x your top line. Hey, I'm going to teach you how to build a list to 100,000 people. Hey, I'm going to help you get more leads than you can handle. Hey, if you do what I tell you to do, you will be rich. Right? Right? Okay, I'm not making this up. You've seen it. So what do we do when we're in that fog and everybody's getting our money and we feel like our business is something that we are serving instead of our business serving us? So what do? We read the books, we hire the gurus, we buy the courses that we don't actually take, and we have this mindset that if I just make more money, everything's going to be okay. Just make more money. And then when that doesn't work, we go talk to the C-suite people. We go talk to the CPA, and we go talk to the CFP. The CPA says to you, excuse me, no, I do tax returns. I don't help fix this little problem in your business. And we go talk to a CFP, and they're like, excuse me, no, I don't do that either. Talk to me when you have money to invest. And we leave feeling worse. Because what we've done for all this time, however long that time is that we have paid for gimmicks and tricks and hacks that didn't work. Damn. Right? And then one day we look up and we realize we're in this deep, dark fog. And we can't see 2 feet in front of ourselves, not even a little bit. And so what do? We just keep walking. Put our head down, keep working, keep making money, and we just hope to God that we don't fall off a cliff. Right? This is the part where you need to exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Here's the good news and the bad news. 80% of us in this room, statistically, will fall off the cliff. 80% of us will not be here next year. Debbie Downer moment. Not cool, right? Truth. It's just the truth. And what I'm here to help you understand is you don't have to be that 80%. And over the next half hour, I'm going to show you how to start the process of transformation so that you aren't that statistic. Deal? Okay, we're at Crush It. And we made a decision as a team that this was a place where we had permission, and we want to give our audience permission to not have it all figured out. For the rest of the night, as the rest of our speakers come, our agreement with ourselves is it's okay. We're here to learn, and we're here to grow. Posturing from this moment forward has no place at Crush It. We're committed to your success and your profit, and what you do with your business in our communities absolutely matters. And I would love it if my clicker would work. All right, so here's the moment where I stop posturing. I just told you, what I really want to do is I want to tell you stories about the human beings that have been in this fog. Some of them are in the room, and what they've said is they've said, Leanne, help! I don't know how to write myself a paycheck. Leanne, help! I'm drowning in debt. Leanne, help! I have 3 years of back taxes to the IRS. Leanne, help! I want a retirement account. Leanne, help! I need health insurance. Leanne, help! And what I want to do, if I had time, is tell you the amazing stories of men and women who we got in the fog and we got them out. But instead, I'm going to tell you the story of when I fell off the cliff. Because I did. I fell off the cliff. In 2006, my little business was killing it. We were crushing it. That year, we made over $1 million, which is a lot for a first business to do. I was running all over the country, I was doing all these keynotes, we were doing great, selling software, doing our thing, made over $1 million. I was having the time of my life. And I'd get these financial statements and I'd kind of look at them, but I was too busy being fabulous to really care about any of that. And I had this little tape that went on in my head, which I know all of you heard. It's that thought of, oh, it takes money to make money. It takes money to make money. So I was playing that game, and then one night there was a very bad night in my life. See, I had left a 6-figure job to go start my business. And over the first couple of years that I was in business, my husband was like, hey, excuse me, we need a paycheck. And I was like, it's coming. I just have to keep doing these things over here. It's gonna come. And so he was patient, it was cool. But then there was a night that it wasn't cool anymore. And he came to me, it's awful. It's actually really hard to tell this story. It still hurts. He came to me and said, hey, we have bills. I need money. You have to start paying yourself right now. And I had to say to him, I can't. And he was like, what? And I had to tell him that I didn't even have $100 to give him. And the arrows of disgrace and shame flew at me in this horrible fight as he's like, how did you make $1 million and you can't give me 100? Damn. And so I was like, well, I don't know how, and I ruminated, and he's like, all right, fine, let's just shut the business, and you can go back to work. And that's when I had to give him my second dirty little secret. And my second dirty little secret is I had to say, can't do that. Because it takes money to make money. So guess what I did? I racked up a 6-figure line of credit. Thank you. You can all say, oh. I can see it on your faces. You can exhale. Yeah, it was bad, low point, right? Low point. And so besides a horrible fight and the threat of divorce, all of this happened, and I had to go to work the next day, lay off my team, and had to face the music that I created a disaster, $1 million disaster, right? It stunk. So I was depressed, and I was in a basement, and I was doing my thing and trying to figure out how I was going to repay a 6-figure line of credit when I just laid off my whole team. And I'm sitting on my couch, and my laptop dings, and it tells me I have an email, and I look at it. It's my bookkeeper, and she's sending me the latest round of financial statements. I'd looked at them before, and I looked at them again, and I was just like, oh my word. And the thought went through my head of like, how in the world have I been looking at these statements for the last 2 years, and I didn't see this train wreck? And I'd look at it, and I'm like, it still doesn't look like a train wreck to me. I don't understand. Can anybody relate to this? You don't have to raise your hand. I love the nervous giggle, that's my favorite. So, the long and the short of it is, I didn't know what to do, like many of you in this room. And I had no one to go to, like many of you in this room. So, I did something crazy. I ran off 2 years worth of bank statements, and I went through them, and as I looked at my spending, my actual cash flow, what showed up for me was the disaster was in my behavior with a business checkbook. And what happened for me is the disaster of how I thought about money and how I quantified risk in business. And what I can tell you is once I figured out how to throw the disastrous thinking out, and I changed what I did, 2 years later, it wasn't easy, let me tell you, it was really hard. 2 years later, one of the best moments of my life, I walked into my financial advisor's office with a $45,000 check, and I put it in her hand. And I said to her, here is my profit. I want you to invest it so that my profit makes profit in perpetuity. And that's where the change began. Everybody, exhale. Perhaps you can relate to the shame and exasperation that I felt. In any way, shape, or form, if you can relate to that, let me tell you something. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. You don't know what to Google, and guess what? You're probably not a CPA, so you're not going to think like a CPA. So accounting isn't just going to do the job for you. So my failure helped me discover that I have a passion and a love to make sure that my $1 million fall off the cliff isn't a mistake that you have to make. And all it's going to take, folks, is a shift in your thinking. So, and your behavior. So exactly how did I, and the countless people that I've gone into the fog with and pulled them out, how did I go from profitless, having no paycheck and broke, to profitable and thriving? Who wants to know how to do that? Good, let's do it. I changed 2 things. This is where you should start taking notes. Ready? I changed my behavior. Everybody say behavior. I changed my behavior, which is what you do and you don't do. If we have kids, we know about behavior, right? I have this little 5-year-old redhead. Oh my word, talk about some behavior, right? Like that kid, it's my fault. She belongs to me. So behavior is what we do and we don't do with a business checkbook. First step is what we do and don't do with a business checkbook. Second is how we make business decisions. How we make business decisions has to change. This is Crush It. So, in this moment, you have already heard something that I would have killed for when I was in my disastrous year. You have heard an entrepreneur confess to you that I made $1 million and I was broke. You've heard an entrepreneur confess that I couldn't pay myself and that instead I paid for gimmicks that didn't work. And you heard me confess that I did all of this marketing and I increased revenue. I did all the things right that all good little entrepreneurs are supposed to do, and it didn't change the bottom line because my behavior with a business checkbook was out of control and the way I made business decisions wasn't profitable. So that's why we have to start with those 2 things. This is the moment that you learn there is a way out of the financial fog. Please write these things down. There will be clarity. There will be profit. This is my favorite one. There will be a paycheck. Woohoo! Wow, why am I the only one excited about that? Okay, there will be a paycheck. I can tone it down. And there will be a plan to pay less tax. Pay less tax. I call it pocket switching, where you steal money out of the IRS's pocket and keep it in yours. Yeah. Next conference, we'll go into that. 4, the retirement accounts that you don't have, they're going to get funded, yes. And you too will know exactly where to put your time, your money, and your mind so that you maximize your profit. Are you ready? That was convincing. Are you ready? Okay. So, habits and decisions is where we're going to start. We have to change our habits with a business checkbook and the way that we make decisions. Now, since you're already being good students and you're writing things down, write down pursuit dash of dash profit. I know, Kurt, we got to fix this soon. Profit.com. I have the worst domain in the world, and someone in this room is fixing it for me as we speak. Pursuit-of-profit.com. I'm about to go into these 4 money mindsets and shifts that you need to make if you really want this change. And I have basically a transcript of everything I'm about to say at that website. You just hit boink, download 5 money mistakes that are stealing your profit and what to do about it. And you can have the action items for each of these because I only have 20 more minutes. So that'll be a great way to get a transcript of what we're going to do plus action items. Okay, so these 4 mindsets are going to help demystify this financial thing, and it's going to throw open the door of possibilities and profit for you. And the first mindset that we have to understand and shift is, and I really hope you write this down because you probably won't go download the ebook. The first shift that we have to make is that income minus expenses equals profit absolutely doesn't work. Are there any CPAs in the room? Raise your hand so I know you're there. Good, perfect, excellent. All right. CPAs and bookkeepers and like numbers people, they can work with numbers in the past and the present and the future all at one time. Normal, average, brilliant, fabulous entrepreneurs like us, yeah, that's not us. And so when we try to take an accounting formula and apply it to what we're doing with a checkbook and how we make business decisions day in and day out, it doesn't work. What I learned the hard way when I sat down with 2 years of bank statements and I evaluated, like, why did I spend $3,000 on that? I didn't need to do that. When I was in the face of disaster, it was really clear to me that wasn't profitable spending. And when I looked at something like, oh, why did I keep going and having wine with my friends and using a business checkbook? Well, I know I did that. It was because I wanted to and because I didn't want my husband to know how much my coffee habit was, right? Like, I ran all that through my business because it's a write-off. And so when I looked at my behavior and my business decisions and how I made them in my cash flow, with money I actually spent, I quickly learned something that I really wish somebody like me had told me in an audience, which is, profit is not income minus expenses unless you're a CPA. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to make money, who wants to make money? Okay? If you're an entrepreneur and you want to make money, this is the new formula. Profit is what you don't spend on your business. Profit is what you don't spend on your business. So when I'm coaching people, guess what we do? We do something crazy. It's awesome. We look at the numbers, the dollars that came into the bank account, and we're like, whoop! We take profit right off the top, and we send it to profit so that the business owner can see they're profitable right away and start stacking up a humongous quarterly bonus for themselves. If you don't learn how to do that, you're going to end up just like me and like 80% of the businesses that start in this country. 80% of businesses fail because they don't know how to manage money to profit. And you can't spend your way to profit. Okay, that was number 1. Ready for number 2? Okay, I would love it if my slides would work. Let's go. Okay, number 2, oh, this is my favorite. Number 2 is you've gotta permanently shred, recycle, trash, the little tape that goes on in your brain that says, it takes money to make money. It takes money to make money. Because what that is, when you have that mindset in your business, it takes money to make money, what you're really having going on is really your business is like a 16-year-old girl with her daddy's credit card. And she will consume every resource you have. She will consume all of your time, all of your money, and all of your energy, right? So this 16-year-old girl, otherwise known as your business, with daddy's credit card, she doesn't care how much things cost. I'm really sorry for the back of you. Like, I know I'm short. Hi back there. I see everybody back there going like this. The 16-year-old credit card, 16-year-old girl with a credit card, your business, pays top dollar for everything. Guess why? Because I can, and because it's a write-off. So that is part of that toxic thinking. And before you know it, what ends up happening is Stuff is coming out of your accounts because this girl is out of control. Stuff is coming out of your accounts and you don't even know half of what it is, and you don't even know what it's supposed to do for your business, and you don't know whether it is serving your business and increasing your profit or whether it's stealing your profit. So when we get to the place where we step back and we go, oh my word, when I'm working with my clients one-on-one, there's this like, oh my word moment almost every time. And that oh my word moment is like, oh my word, I was spending all of my profit and I didn't even know it because I was using that stupid thought of it takes money to make money. I did it worse than anybody in this room. I made $1 million and I spent $1,100,000. Yay me. Let me tell you, don't do that. It sucks. So, if you really want transformation and change with your finances, I mean, if you really want it, it starts with the process. And the process starts with this transformation in your thinking, which is simply, you got to destroy the thought, it takes money to make money, and instead learn what is profitable spending and what is profitless/BS spending. Because here's the thing, there is such a difference between tax strategy and cash flow strategy. And when you mix those two things up, you can end up just like I did, falling off of a cliff. Ready for number 3? All right, this is one of my favorites. I like them all, actually. And I made all of these mistakes, so I own them all. They're mine. Number 3 is, when you try to stick it to the man, you only stick it to you. When you try to stick it to the man, you're only sticking you. So here's a hypothetical question. Would you rather that I wire transfer you right here, right now, $200,000 into your bank account, and that you go pay $60,000 in tax? We all know we hate taxes, but either way, the tax bill gets paid, right? So do we want $200,000 wired to your account and then later you're paying tax on it? That's option 1. Or would you rather spend $200,000 in order to save $60,000 on a tax return? All of us want option 1, just so you know. You cannot spend your way out of a tax bill. When you try to stick it to the man, you really only stick it to yourself. I understand, because I'm an entrepreneur too, that it's like that girl on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where she's like, I want an Oompa Loompa now, Daddy, right? This is our Oompa Loompa moment. I promise I'm not going to sing, even though I'm tempted. I understand that you want to buy iPads, cups of coffee, glasses of wine, etc., and I understand why you want to lease your Lexus using your business. I get it. But please write this down. Just because something is a write-off does not, everyone say not, it does not make it a good business decision. Honestly, I spend 20, 25 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, looking at people's finances in their business. And I can tell you, just as like somebody who has like the high-level perspective looking in all kinds of shapes and sizes of businesses, when people are like, it was a write-off, it was a good decision, I need to spend more money so I can deduct my tax bill. Guys, 99% of the time, it's profitless spending. Now, I'm not saying you don't want to have it. You just have to have it with a plan. And don't lie to yourself like I did and call it an investment. Not an investment. Number 4, accounting sucks, doesn't it? Accounting sucks 364 days a year. I didn't misspeak. I know there's 365. Accounting sucks 364 days a year, because here's the thing. If you're trying to get somewhere, like you're trying to get here, you're driving in your car, and can you imagine trying to drive down the freeway looking only in a rearview mirror? What would happen to you? You would crash, right? We cannot look only in our rearview mirror. So guys, you can't expect to navigate a business to profit looking only in the rearview mirror, and accounting sucks. You already hate it. So delegate it to somebody who's competent, but it's not how you advise a business to profit. You need to put a windshield in place for your business. I call that a profit plan. A profit plan is a plan for profit where you understand, like, this money I'm spending is profitable spending, and I will see multiple dollars back for it. This money I'm spending here is BS spending. It is what it is. We got it covered. And now we understand where our money is going and what it is doing. A profit plan gives you a windshield for your business, and it helps to guide you to profitable business decisions every day, which should not be confused with budgeting, because budgeting also sucks. So I have found over the years, if I can work with a business owner and teach them to budget, guess what? They won't do it. They just won't. No matter what I do, no matter how well intended they are, no matter how much money they spent to have my advice, they won't budget. So what we need instead of accounting and budgeting is we need a plan for profit, and that is where the transformation begins. Okay, there's more, but I'm running out of time. So if you want to hear more of these, you can grab that 5 Money Mistakes ebook, and it will give you some action items on what to do with each and every one of them. So I'm going to wrap up, even though I want to talk all night long. Whether you are brand new in business or you've been in business forever and ever, whether you're on your way to making your first $100,000 or you are way past $1 million, the lights are about to go up, the music is about to play, we're about to drink more booze, thank you. Yes, please. We're about to eat more snacks, thank you, Cosmic Cowboy. And when the lights go up and the snacks start calling you, you are going to be tempted because you are human and you are an entrepreneur. Ooh, double whammy. You are going to be tempted to start pretending again. You're going to be tempted to start posturing. And so I'm going to ask you to be courageous. None of this transformation is possible if you continue to posture. Maybe you're somebody who wants to say, hey, Leanne, I'm stuck. Hey, Leanne, I don't understand any of what you just said, but I know my gut tells me I got to fix that part of my business if I want to have the change in my life and I want my business to do what I want my business to do. Hey, Leanne, I have no idea how I'm going to cover payroll and I'm scared to death. Any of those Hey, Leanne questions? Or just, hey, Leanne, I haven't made any mistakes yet. I just want to learn how to do it right. That's why I have a coaching practice. You can Hey, Leanne me all day long. And out there, there's a table. I have some time to share with you. I picked slots to give away and told other people they can't pay me in those times so I can sit with you. The problem is, I'm afraid you're going to posture. I want you to understand that you have a moment to go back there and not worry about what your neighbor thinks about you putting your name down on that piece of paper, because what that means is that you are determined to be profitable and prosperous. And my passion is to help you get profitable and prosperous and send those profits across the table to your family and pay yourself more than you ever have before. And fund those retirement accounts and get that health insurance and have a rich entrepreneurial experience. None of it, everybody say none of it. None of it. None of it is possible without profit. And profit does not happen on accident, not even a little bit. Several months ago, a gentleman in this room hired me. And he said to me, I'll never forget it, and I will always use this example because it's perfect. He said, hey, Leanne, I have a goal. I want you to teach me how to make $1 million. I looked at him and I said, nope. No. That's not my job. That's not what I'm doing. I'm going to help you learn how to keep $1 million. I hope you can see that they could not be more different. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your turn. Good night.